All right, good morning. So it is like 2 days after Christmas, and I hope you all got what you were wanting for Christmas. I personally didn't get what I wanted. I got a pair of socks, which I could always use, but I really wanted a Skydio 2 drone. I've got the DJI currently, and I really want that autonomous feel, follow cam, and the DJI just doesn't do it. So, but there is good news. My buddy Mike, who you all know from Fun Life on Two Wheels, he got one for Christmas. So we're gonna test it out. We're gonna see if it will really follow us. We're gonna do roller coaster. We may do road to nowhere. We're definitely gonna do the downhill section. We're gonna just put it through its paces and see if I'm gonna be ultimately happy that I didn't get it, or sad and wanting to kind of borrow it all the time and ride with him. Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds good.
So what are your impressions so far? You took it out of the box?
Took it out of the box, took it out front of my house, threw it up in the air. Seemed cool, but I haven't really tested. This will be the real test.
This will be the real test. Took about all of 30 seconds to get that thing out of the box and ready to fly. It is airborne. It flies. Let's program that bad boy into some follow me. So what are the options? We can follow it from behind us, in front of us, to the right of us, to the left of us.
We're gonna do motion track.
Man, I can tell already that this thing is gonna be fun. So Mike got the Sport Pack. So Skydio used to be about $1,000, a few add-ons, and then they raised their price. And now for Black Friday, they lowered their price to what the old price used to be basically. So roughly $1,400 later, Mike has the Sport Pack that includes the beacon for the most accurate follow, as well as 3 batteries and the charger, the drone, and the case. All in all, I think it's a great value.
So we had the bird up, we reviewed the footage. I think what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna go a little bit further away. Is that what we're gonna do? Or are we gonna do the one we're gonna test it in front of us?
I think we're gonna do further on this one.
We try further away.
See if that changes.
Let's keep both of us in frame a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then hopefully it'll highlight a lot of these cliffs we're gonna be riding along. Today it's about experimenting and testing it out. But the first run was good. The only drawback that we can take away from it was the fact that everything looked kind of flat and not as steep as what we hoped it would show. But maybe we're gonna try it further out and maybe you can catch more of the topography that way. Ready?
Yes, sir.
So just want to remind you that Mike and I are both guys that have never flown a Skydio. This is really the first time we've ever got this thing in the air. And one thing we were not aware of is how the audio works. So what you're hearing right now is the audio directly from my GoPro. I just pulled the track because the audio that came from the Skydio, which connects directly to your phone, was horrible. Part of the problem was we didn't realize that the phone was recording the audio. So I think to fix that in the future, instead of just having that in our pocket and hearing the rubbing of the phone against your pocket or backpack, I think if we threw some Bluetooth audio device, maybe even an earbud, we'd be able to eliminate that and pick up some better sound. But that's why we're doing this. We're trying to learn and then share what we learn with you as we go.
This should look pretty good, Mike.
Whew.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, so now we're going to try some follow cam directly behind us. We're using the motion follow cam. We didn't realize there's two versions of it. There's one that is more of a spotlight, or actually a fixed version, which will focus directly on the beacon, which is in Mike's backpack. This one is focusing on the motion of the riders, and that rider is Mike. What's interesting is it picked me up quite a bit. Like here, take kind of Mike out of the frame a little bit. The only explanation to that, and I told Mike, is it just likes to focus on the better rider. I doubt it. One of the cool things about this too is we get to highlight to you some of the awesome parts of the trails here in southern Utah. I mean, look at these views. This is less than 5 minutes from my house, and I get to ride it all the time. Man, and this is also the day before a huge storm is going to come in, so it might be the last day of the year. Knock on wood, maybe we'll get another ride in, but winter is here. Now we wanted to turn it around and do somewhat of a reverse follow cam where we're following the camera, and it's, as you can see, right in our faces. What's interesting here is we are climbing up a significant climb. This climb probably is going to give us another 60 to 70 feet in elevation. But what you notice is the drone's capability of just staying with that elevation gain as we gain without going up or down, up or down. It was super smooth, and it was fun to see how it worked. If you notice, we did a whole bunch of dips and turns, and the drone stayed with us the entire time. Okay, so we were on a relatively uncrowded trail, and some people just absolutely hate drones, so be careful when you're flying around. But if you do come across a group of people on the trail and you have it in the air, pretend that it is just following you and you're trying to get away from it, because it's autonomous and they can't tell that you have control of it. So looking at the video and watching the features go by, and also comparing it to my actual POV on my GoPro, one drawback to this, and I don't think it's too huge of an issue, is it makes us feel like we're actually going a little bit slower than we actually are. But I think that has to do with just the distance away. When you're closer to the ground with the GoPro, it's picking up everything going by and making it appear to be faster. The other thing we were concerned about is, are we going to outrun the drone? And we got to one point where we were doing about 23 miles an hour, and the drone stayed with us. That's about as fast as I ever can ride anyway. So I think it's going to manage to handle the speed that we throw at it, no matter what the trail is. So before today, my only drone experience has been with my Mavic Air DJI that I carry quite a bit. The nice thing about that is it fits right in my backpack, actually my fanny pack, and it's just not even noticeable. But when you try and throw it in the air and just take off, it loses you constantly. It doesn't do what this thing is doing right now. So right now we switched the mode to a fixed point, which is in Mike's backpack. So you can see I am not in the video because I'm just a little bit out of the frame, and in order to get in the video with Mike on this, I need to be exactly right on his tail or in the right angle. What I noticed when we switched to fixed versus just the motion is it was like a laser. It didn't dance around the sky as much as it had before, and it just seemed to focus right at Mike. which would be really good in the future if you're going to be doing some single POV type stuff. That little section Mike just went down 3 weeks ago, we were not riding that. That's how far we've progressed in our rock roll section. It's actually pretty steep. If you're ever on dyno tracks, check it out. But it makes it just a little bit more fun. So to wrap things up, am I sad that I didn't get a Skydio for Christmas? Well, yeah. But am I glad Mike did? Heck yeah. He even called me last night after and said, hey, anytime you want to use this thing, let me know. I'll come film you. So it's going to be in more videos. I guarantee it. And as we learn how to fly this thing even better, because there's a lot of different things on that menu that we haven't even played with, I think it's going to be good. The potential is great. So if you got a Skydio 2 for Christmas, congratulations. Get off the couch, get out and fly it. Once again, thanks for watching. This is Jason from Riding My Best Life. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and I hope to see you on the trails.